Hey guys, welcome to Prince of Peace Tarot. I'm Justin, and today I'll be doing a reading for those of you with Sagittarius placements in your chart. So if you have Sagittarius anywhere within your chart, this reading could resonate, and if it does, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. Okay guys, so before I jump into your spread, let's say a prayer. Infinite Creator, Olodumare, to my higher self, my Ori, Ashu, Obatala, to the Agum Marine Laye, Holy Spirit, Spirit Guides, to my benevolent ancestors, known and unknown, Florian Williams, Norman Williams, Exius Woolley, thank you for allowing me to source the most accurate reading for those with Sagittarius placements in their chart. Okay, y'all, let's jump into your spread, all right? Your first position, you have Judgment, clarified, Judgment in reverse, clarified by the water element. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles clarified by Oshun in the reverse in your second position. Third position, you have the Sun clarified by Oya. Top of the deck, you have the Two of Pentacles in reverse clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, you have the Magician clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, very first position, something karmic. Something very, very karmic, all right, with Eight of Pentacles, Judgment. This could be a past life karmic situation, okay? But this is about power and intuition. So somebody's intuitive, I don't know whether it was a dream or a knowing, a vision, something like that about whoever this is in your life is really, really strong, and you need to trust this knowing, this feeling about whether or not you want to accept someone in or not. You know, I do feel like there is an ending or a need for sacrifice in order for your power to grow. Because here, look, so in your first position, you have Judgment, right? Yesterday, there was a reading that I put down that I didn't get to do for you. But in your very first position, you had Death. All right, so that's Scorpio, and now we got Pluto. Very first position. So there is, for some of you, there are going to be issues, power struggles, power dynamics. Some of this has to do with spiritual power. Some of this has to do with financial things like credit, or someone doesn't have enough money. Someone also doesn't have like enough spiritual credit. All right, there are some relationships that people are not your spiritual equal, and you got to be okay with understanding that and moving on. Like, there's someone in your energy, in your life, where y'all are not equals, and it may look like from a material standpoint that they're your superior, or it may look like because they're your mother or your father that they're your superior. But here, you're not the same as them, right? And at some point, or maybe now, you're realizing there has to be, a cord has to be cut, okay? Give me a second. There's this energy here, Queen of Pentacles, Oshun. I feel like this with mothers, okay? Someone who has is withholding money, maybe in the past withholding affection. The one thing that I do want to say, since we have Judgment, we have this Eight of Pentacles, is cycles. If you are a parent, try not to repeat the cycle of your mother or your father if they were withholding with money or affection, okay? And because when you have this Queen of Pentacles in the upright, they may have been withholding with the affection or the emotion, but they gave money, which created a spoiled child. So we have the energy of a spoiled child here, right? I don't know how it fits for all of you. It could even be your own child that's spoiled, but it's like you have to take responsibility for yourself for the things that parent didn't teach you emotionally or financially. Like, they provided for you, but they didn't teach you how to pay bills or, you know, write checks or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or what's stocks and all that kind of stuff. You may not have had a parent that did that for you, or they were purposely emotionally unavailable. Maybe they helped you out with the structural things, but they weren't there for you emotionally. For some of you, it could be both. But try to break that cycle when we have Judgment here. Okay, it's really strong. The other thing is about nurturing. I'm feeling something about a mother. It could be a father, but the mother energy is real strong lately, where she needs nurturing from you, or she's acting like a spoiled child. Be very careful with that. You need to break that sort of relationship or tie where you have to be the nurturer all the time to a parent that was not there for you, okay? Really, really strong. And I'm gonna put this more so on the masculines because even though this happens with feminines, there are your mothers who come in and either try to use you materially or soak up your emotions and stuff like that. But for men, they get the double edge, especially if you're a divine masculine, because not only is it your mother, it could be the women you date, all right? The women you date can carry this energy. And if your mother is still present, okay, for some, she's not. For some, she's not. There is a death, but I'll get to it. Because this was an energy I was picking up yesterday. There is some form of death, but if both your mother are alive and you come across like karmic feminines, you have to recognize what it is that my mother was not providing me that I keep looking for in another. Is it the structure or is it the love, right? Which one is it, okay? Or is it both? Because you got to let go of a certain pattern in order to grow. Like, this is about what's taking power over you, okay? All in all, something's trying to take power over you, okay? Hold on. Whether you're male or female, there's a power dynamic, something holding you back. But your intuition is telling you what it is. Water element, okay? Third position, you have the sun clarified by Oya. This is a drastic change. A drastic change is going to cause some form of ending that brings you success. This is going to be uncomfortable for somebody. It may or may not be uncomfortable for you. It actually may be more uncomfortable for those who have benefited from you. There's an energy where that stops. People benefiting off of you. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. See, because here at the at the top and bottom of the deck, there is some form of indecision. Okay, you have this indecision right here at the top with the 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. What am I giving up? I got to give up somebody because this gold is being sacrificed. And you have this energy of Mercury here. You have this energy of Jupiter. Yeah. You know what that's saying? It's about a risk. 2 of Pentacles. You can only take a risk if you have nothing to lose. And you may have something to lose. Okay? Maybe you don't realize it. All right? Depending on your position in the dynamic. But there's this energy here where for some of you, it could be an actual person with this Magician, 2 of Pentacles. Magician, 2 of Pentacles could talk about a broker or a facilitator. All right. Now, I don't know how that, is going to manifest in your life, but that's here. We have a broker facilitator where you may need to look a little deeper, do a little more research, do your own research, because remember, judgment is talking about accountability, right? Where you have to look into something as well, do your due diligence, because someone may advise you to take a risk that you lose. Okay, 5 of Pentacles, you kind of lose, you get shunned or whatever. You're left out. You're left out in the cold because I gambled something. So be careful with that. Study. Do your due diligence around a particular thing. Give me a second. I don't know if this is a family member. Like, this could be someone else's thing. Like, it may not even be my thing. It could be I'm investing or putting something into somebody else's idea or somebody else's dream, when the sun says I should be focused more on myself, because I don't do that. I'm usually focused on somebody else, because of maybe something in my past that makes me over nurturing, right? Or looking for someone to nurture me. I end up trusting the wrong people when I should spend more time looking at, those spots or places where I could do a little bit more work or express myself more. Actually, that's the other thing. This is really big for some of you. With this energy is the need to be more expressive. Like, some of you are playing down your talents, your skills or abilities right now, and this isn't the time. See, you have the Sun and you have the Queen of Pentacles telling me that there is a rise in status in your talent, career, or whatever the case may be. So you need to start showing up. You need to start showing up and talking and telling and being in the right place. Hold on. Yeah, to show people what it is that you do, instead of being caught up figuring out somebody else's life right now. Yeah. And see, that could play out in a bunch of ways. It could play out in somebody where there's this mother-child dynamic between me and my love relationship, or where you have a spoiled child that refuses to take accountability for themselves. So I'm taking accountability for them, but I know I'm up for a promotion and I need to get this and that done, or I got a project or a presentation that will really get me to the next level, but I'm stuck, always worried about something else. You have to make a hard sort of, not right now, I gotta deal with my thing. Hold on. And for those of you where it's like, but my child is too young or something like that, you have to take the accountability of setting aside the time to get whatever it is you need done for yourself. Because again, and I'm not trying to shade nobody, but that's what judgment is about. It's about like taking responsibility for things that even are outside of you, but it's because I'm a part of it or I created it. Queen of Pentacles, Oshun energy. I created it, so I have to take care of it, but I also have to make sure I show up for myself, right? But you gotta carve out time for that, especially if you're a mother or a single parent, okay? Give me a second. Now, back to this spiritual credit thing about who can stand next to you. This plays out in different ways, okay? So for some of you, there's with this Venus energy with Capricorn, I keep picking up like love relationships with work. Either this is on the job or a collaboration that you're doing if you're a creative or something like that, where that could come about. There's a lot of collaborating creative energy, some good, some not so good. You have to use your intuition to know what's good and what's not. But there is this particular person, right? I don't know if this is a mentor or you're the mentor, but somebody is a spark. They're even a flame. You may even be a flame for someone else. Like you give them more energy, right? Or this person came into your life and they gave you more life. Like they're waking you up, right? And with this Pluto energy, Venus energy, right? This is very strong sexual chemistry. What else? Very possessive. You or the other person or both of you all could be very jealous when it comes to where you going, what you doing, who you with. Well, I saw you talking to so-and-so, what was that about, kind of thing. Whether or not you guys are an official thing or not. The funny thing is Venus is in Capricorn, right? And it sits, actually, it's so crazy because Venus is actually sitting right over Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles. And when Venus is in Capricorn, this is where people want to solidify or make relationships more serious. So this could also be a discussion between you and another person. Like, where are we? What are we? What are we labeling ourselves? How do we define the parameters of whatever this is? Are we working together? Are we lovers? What are we, right? So this is coming up for some of you all, which is cool. You got to set boundaries. There needs to be, in order, especially if this is a working or creative thing, like there has to be a boundary or some sort of line, so that things could get done and you can focus on yourself. But hold on. I don't see this as like off into the sunset. And I'm gonna tell you why. And it's gonna play out because y'all gonna do whatever y'all wanna do. But it's gonna manifest in different ways for some of you. For some, it'll manifest like a marriage. And I've been telling y'all, don't get married so fast. This is why if someone's rushing to get married and you're feeling, nah, I don't really want to do this right now, I kind of like what we have, you need to state that. Just because someone is in a position of power or someone is saying like, I really need you in this way because, well, how would it even work like that? It's so funny. I'm gonna just give the example of, let's say you were a foreigner and you wanted to stay in a particular country. So you keep pushing that we need to get married in order for me to stay here kind of thing, like that. When the other person could be saying like, maybe there's another way. Maybe there's something else we can do. Let's try all our options before we decide getting married kind of thing. Because for some reason, somewhere in that energy, you or the other person both know this isn't going to last forever. Even if y'all get like some years, this ain't your forever person. And then for others of you, it's not even that it has to go that far. probably for some shouldn't. It probably shouldn't even get that deep. It should just, there just seems to be some form of an affair. Not that I'm saying it should be an affair, but it seems like there's an affair that's happening, but it seems to be benefiting someone in some kind of way. But after a while, it will cease. So you got to be careful with that. You could lose a lot, you know, especially like I said, you know, don't take a certain gamble if you have too much to lose. Right? You could lose a marriage, you could lose your family because there's somebody you find to be so attractive or whatever, thinking that, you know, maybe that's who I want. That energy could be happening right now. I don't know. But hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Because I made a note about that. Either way it goes, you're going to be learning from a particular person. There seems to be this other energy of like baton passing, like passing the baton. Granted, that sometimes plays out in an older, younger dynamic, but it could just be someone who's just have way more experience in a particular thing than you do. But there's a call, someone's called, all right? There's a chosen one energy, definitely, especially with the sun, a waking up, a resurrection. The chosen one is seeing their true identity. Some of you chosen ones are with other chosen, but I feel like they haven't woken up. Some of you all are coming across professionals or people with a lot of money who are still asleep. You can't wake them. Your energy is already arousing an awakening. It's for some, but they're translating it into sex rather than a spiritual awakening. Okay. Someone is arousing an awakening in someone, but this person may try to stay asleep. Do not force them to wake up into their true identity, because some of them already know what they were supposed to do and just decided not to do it. Now, granted, this person has experience that they want to share with you. I don't think that you should deny that experience, but do not think you can change the situation. Take what you can learn. Try to move on, because this is a very intense connection. It won't last. There will be a lot of turmoil that happens as time goes on if it gets too muddy, right? You may even deal with a person who ends up trying to misguide you or misdirect you, kind of out of jealousy. Another thing I'm gonna tell you too, if you see this where it just feels like, because I'm feeling like a shadow side energy, where you feel like this person can help me, but they got a dark side, but I want what they have. That's your dark side coming out too. But I'm not saying you shouldn't learn nothing. I'm just saying like, oh my God, I'm confusing myself. I need to just say what the hell I'm trying to say. Don't tell them too much of your plans. Listen more than you speak. Some of these people are very full of themselves, and they'll tell you a lot. They'll tell you a lot about what they've been through, or a lot about what you need to know. And they may not ask you a whole lot of questions about yourself. They may just love that you're around because you're beautiful, or y'all have a strong connection, or they just like something about you, or whatever the case may be. But be careful, because you will grow. There's a dynamic here where someone is connecting you to others. Okay, this could be a friend, this could be a lover, but your status is going to continually grow, and that's going to bug somebody eventually. It will eventually bug them, and they may start to work against you. But either way it goes, if you don't tell them a whole lot, especially when they're not asking, then you don't have anything to fear about them sabotaging something for you. Okay? So more so, just don't be so mad if you like, this person never asked about me. It's like, hey, that's fine. Sometimes you got to be quiet about what's going on. I mean, even with Queen of Pentacles, she is the secret keeper. She's a secret keeper, right? So if you dealing with somebody full of themselves, but they love telling you everything, let them talk. Let them tell you. Because at some point in your rise, they may get jealous. And what they don't know, they can't hurt. Okay? Hold on. Now, there was this thing in a prior reading about a surgery. Something about a surgery and a death, or healing from a surgery. I don't know if that's something that happened with someone near you. All right. Another thing that could occur for some of you, because not all of you will actually get married to these types of people, but you may end up losing this partner. You have the the 7th house energy. So your planets are Pluto, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun. Your houses are the 7th, 5th, 8th, and 10th. So when you get Scorpio, Pluto, or Mars in the 7th, that's usually a death of a partner. All right, that indicates the death of a partner. My condolences if any of you have lost someone that you've loved very close to you. But, you know, that's at the very benign, like, oh, my partner passed because of a health issue, surgery, X, Y, and Z. But it goes darker, you know, because we're dealing with Scorpio energy. It could get darker where you end up with a person who will set you up. Okay, so use your intuition about who you're dealing with, who you're talking to. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Yeah, because some of you may inherit someone else's money. And you know, it kind of goes both ways with using your intuition about like who you're dealing with. Like if you are the mentor and you've been energized by this new energy from somebody and you're putting in a lot of effort or something and you're letting your heart get away with you, if you decide to get married to this person out of nowhere, you should definitely get a prenup. Definitely get a prenup. Even if you are, this is why, so let's say when the shoe's on the other foot, you're the mentee. You got to be careful and be the decider of how deep you want to go into something, because your status can outweigh the person who's helping you status in time. Okay? So you need to, before you like sell yourself off to somebody, let yourself rise, right? Because you may have thought, well, if I married them, I'm doing better for me, like I'm leveling up, right? But if things rise, right, you've leveled up further, and this person may change their mind about how they feel about you. And when they leave, they can take something from your level up, right? Okay, so trust your dreams and intuition about the type of person you're dealing with, okay? Because where you thought, look, they're doing so much better than me, you could turn around and end up doing better than them, and then they end up taking from you, okay? So a lot of you intuitively know about a particular person you're dealing with, whether they have more or less than you right now. So just be careful, because somebody's, like I told you, spiritual credit is not the same as yours, where you could literally be talking to somebody who has a lot of connections and the money now, but because they have like done something negative toward their calling or haven't given up something that, you know, Spirit has asked them to do, their life could be kind of falling apart and you may not know. And you may be their rise to the top because they're piggybacking off your ashe or your spiritual credit, right? I can take from yours because mine is losing because I'm not doing right. Hold on. Let me see what else we got. Make sure. That's an important thing that I think all in all you got to look at with whoever comes into your life, especially for those of you learning from another person, is trying not to emulate someone who has done a lot of negative when they should have done the right thing. There's no blame game about why somebody stopped you and not helping you get to a particular thing in your own life, and also like not saying like I've learned those qualities from them, so that's why I do what I do. It's like, no, everything you see is from them that's not right is what you shouldn't do. That's not the right thing. You'll see, the more time you'll spend with them, you'll see how the way they've lived has negatively affected them. Give me a second. There's also this thing about abortions and miscarriages. I don't know how that fits, but that comes up so many times for you all. Yep. And an accident. There could even be a car accident where somebody was like off doing the wrong thing. Like somebody was out cheating and they got into an accident, and like that's kind of why they got into an accident, but they may not say that that's why they got into an accident. So I mean, that was in your reading yesterday, and I'm kind of feeling that now, this swerviness, you know, of some form of accident. And now granted, some of y'all dudes, be careful out there, because there could be someone doing work on you or work against you. It could be someone who actually is upset that you cheated on them, and that's why you possibly were in an accident. So, you know, be careful if you are a side guy, side girl to somebody who could be having work being done on them. Yeah. But that's it. That's what I have for you guys. Yeah, it's a real need to trust your intuition, but also focus big time. Focus on your confidence, right? You can't do or take part in anything you're not willing to be seen in. If someone is willing to help you, to put you in the right position, introduce you to the right people, those are things you should take part in. This other stuff about, as far as a relationship goes, you have to trust your intuition, okay, or your other intuitive guidances, okay, whether it be dreams or divinations or whatever the case may be. But the people you meet now are going to, the opportunities will last for years to come. Actually, this next year coming up is going to be the first. It's going to be the start of that. It's going to be the establishing of everything to come later. But if you allow certain negative energies to take advantage of you, that will financially affect you for years to come. Okay, so play this game smart. And remember, if you have a lot to lose, don't gamble. Don't gamble if you have a lot to lose. All right. That's what I have for you. So if the reading resonates, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. If you want to book a personal reading, the link to book is in the description box below. All right, guys, see ya.